What's up, guys, ladies and gentlemen? Suey, hello. Sorry I'm a little bit late. I had some technical difficulties tonight, and I had to make some changes. Hopefully, I can get everything working good. And let's see what we've got here. Get everything working good. Whoop, got some reverb here. And let's see what we've got here. Get everything working good. Whoop, got some reverb. All right. What have we got going on tonight is a short little live video. What I wanted to do was I wanted to break down the Navionics map for Dekalb County Public Lake. Unfortunately, my previous location that I was streaming from had some technical difficulties, so I had to move to a different part of the house. As you can see, I've got a lot of shadows, and so it doesn't look as good as the previous the stream was going. So we're gonna see if we can get some more folks in here, and then we'll jump in to the discussion. I kind of hate being in this corner because I've got too much screens in my, and it's a little dark in here too, so that might be a problem. Let's see, looks like we got one person in here right now. Lost my hat. Thank you, ma'am. What'd you trip over? What was it?
It's that stupid electric.
For the fan? Oh, that. You okay? Test, test. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hello, Beverly. How are you this evening? What's up, Blake? That's old B Lake. Everybody doing all right this evening? Good, good, good. I'm glad everybody's good. I had some technical difficulties and I had to make some changes. Apparently, Nightbot's not wanting to. There we go. Nightbot's on the case now. So let me see if I can get us some more peeps in here. Well, I took these off and put my earbuds back in, my AirPods, because this room of the house is really hot, and I took them off. But let's see if we can't get this. See if we can't get this chat going. Sorry, I was trying to get the stream out on my Facebook page and Twitter. All right. 3 thumbs up. I appreciate that. Appreciate the support. And let's see what we got going on here. For some reason, I'm having a little more technical difficulties. That's, I guess it's to be expected. It's that kind of day for me. I've had all kind of technical difficulties today. So I guess that's part of it, huh? Technology and all this good stuff. Gotta love it. All right. Well, I'm hoping to have a little more folks in here. Hopefully, we'll give them a few more minutes and see if we can't get the stragglers in here. Surely we can get some more folks in here shortly. I just don't like the way the screen reflects on my glasses. I gotta do some, maybe get LASIK contacts. Definitely need to do something. Okay, well, I don't know. You kind of got some. I love that vibration through the desk. All right. Lost my mouse. Can't find my mouse. Doop doo doop doo doo. All right, folks. All right, let's make sure everybody can hear me all right. All right, so I guess we'll go ahead and get started. This is Dekalb County Lake. It is a public lake in Dekalb County, Alabama. And if you're unfamiliar with Dekalb County Public Lake, I'm not sure where you've been. If you're from this area, you should be very, very familiar with Dekalb County Lake. We've got, some people that's probably not familiar with it, and that's fine. But what I want to do here is kind of go over the location of the lake, look at some of the spots in the lake, just kind of go over some of the depths. Again, the location of the lake, all the good stuff. Maybe some maybe some lure suggestions. Maybe depends on if we get enough folks in here. We can talk just about anything about the lake. So that's going to be our discussion point this evening. So let's do this right here. I just don't like that layout. All right, so I'm going to go back to that screen. All right, so as I was saying, this is Dekalb County Lake. It's in the town of Sylvania, Alabama, on Sand Mountain. It's a 130-acre impoundment that was built in the 60s to serve this area for recreation and fishing purposes. It is as I said, it is a man-made lake, and there's probably about 3 small creeks that feed into this body of water. So you don't really have a lot of current in the lake. About the only current per se you could say is going to be from the from the wind, which, being as open as this body of water is, it can get pretty rough out there. If you're in a smaller boat, kayak, canoe, flat bottom boat, if the wind gets up, you're going to get blown around, unless you have a very strong trolling motor. The lake at its deepest point is, of course, over here close to the dam. In this general area here, as you can see on the navionics here, is about 35 feet. You have pockets here, 30, 35. I have seen 36 on my depth finder. It's definitely, there's a strip that's probably that runs right through the middle of the lake, about mid-lake. You've got 30 plus. But generally, you're looking at 10 to 15 feet. You've got several points on the lake. There's a lot of man-made structure in the lake. Of course, it is a man-made lake, so you don't have a lot of natural points, but you have several man-made points, a lot of bank access. I would say roughly 65%, maybe 60 to 65% of the lake is you have the ability to fish from the bank. you can fish numerous spots from the bank. There's a whole lot of area that's available for bank anglers and boaters alike. There's 2 boat ramps on the lake. The one on the far end. I don't know why my screen is populating like that, but this is the far boat ramp. There is no dock. There's a little bitty dock there, but that's not what it's for. That's not for launching boats. And then you got this covered fishing pier. That's handicap accessible. That's the dock on the far end of the lake. And the main boat ramp is beside the check-in station and the bait shop. It's very steep. This Google image doesn't show how steep the ramp is. It's I would say it's probably a good 45, 46 degree angle, maybe a little steeper. Two-wheel drive truck can put a boat in and out just fine. There's no worries there, and the ramp's deep enough to get your boat in there. Another handicap accessible covered fishing pier here, right down from the parking lot with a long ramp, concrete ramp to get down there. It is sitting in fairly deep water for a fishing pier. This area here averages 10 to 15 feet. As far as you go out, maybe 20, 30 yards, you start on a decline down to 20, 25 feet. But generally, the area in front of the fishing pier is anywhere from 10 to 15 feet. There's a lot of contour lines in there. So if you do fish from the pier, if you make long casts, you want to get out into some deeper water. If you come over to the dam, there's also some deeper water there. I wish my Navionics map would zoom in a little closer, but it won't. So if you come down to the dam, you can actually walk all the way to the other side of the dam. This is all fishable by bank. Till you get around these trees, there's some trees here and a tree here. You can't fish in the trees, of course. It'd be really hard to get through the trees there, but this whole area here is full of grass too. There's a grass line that runs the whole edge of the bank from the dam over to the spillway. There's several pockets of grass here and there. Now the grass on this lake is different than probably more than you've seen in a regular river lake. I don't know the species of grass. I've asked several times, but I don't think anybody really knows. It's got a really thick stalk on it, and it doesn't look like a lot of grass that you would see on a main river. Looking back over here toward the dam, you can see the drain station. This facility here, this structure is sitting in about 35 feet of water. There's a big pocket of about 35 feet of water there. It's a good spot for, you always see somebody over there crappie fishing. I took my boat over there one day and done a side imaging of the structure for the drain, and it looked like a train trestle. It was very neat. A lot of crisscrossing wood. But be warned, you will get hung up and lose a lure there. Don't ask me how I know. I've been there and done that. Unfortunately, I have a lot of lures in this lake, unfortunately. So what I want to talk a little bit about is these. There's several points on this lake, and they're not really pronounced. If you're in a boat with some electronics, you can definitely find them, and they're not like if you go to the river, if you go to the Tennessee River, Coosa River, and you find a point that's got rock in it, you're not going to find that here unless you go to one of the man-made points. It's the bottom is not. It's hard to describe the bottom. It's more like it's a muck. It's like it's sort of like pond muck because there's not a lot of inflow of water. So the water is it gets kind of stagnant in there unless we have a lot of rain, and then of course it's going to go out the overflow. That'll create some current, but there's little to no current in there other than surface current. So you got a mucky bottom. It's not. It would be nice if when they drain the lake and done the repairs, if they would have put some rock piles in, like some big rock piles in there. And now they put a lot of structure out, and you can get the GPS coordinates of the structure from the check-in station. They have them printed out on the desk there, but there's really not a hard bottom. It's very soft. Like I said, it's very murky water. It almost has the Tennessee River tint to it, from spring to early summer. But once the summer months kick in and the water, is just real stagnant, it kind of turns that stagnant orangish brown, especially when you don't have a lot of fresh water coming in. But there's several, like I said, there's several points. I mean, there's so many points on this lake that you can fish. And the good thing is, if you're in a boat or a bank, or you're bank fishing, you can fish the points from both. I bank fished this lake in 2020 and caught a lot of fish from the bank. Probably had a better year numbers wise from the bank in 2020 than I did from my boat in 2021. So I know that's it's hard to believe, but it is true. So let's look at these man-made points. And they kind of did these with two things in mind. It give the people that can't get off the bank access to the deeper water, because this is the first man-made point that you come to when you're on the lake. It's around the first big cove that you come to, and I believe this is the handicap accessible one. There's a handicap sign there. I don't think you could get a wheelchair in there. The gravel's too thick. But nevertheless, you can get out here and fish a good. Let's see how far this is. Oops. I didn't do something right. Come right, address file. That's not going to work for me. I'm having all kind of technical difficulties this evening. All right, one more time. Distance. All right, so I just had it and I messed it up. Looks like it's about 95 feet. 94.9. So you can get on out there if the water's not up over the point there. So kind of give you an idea of what we're looking at here. Here's the main cove that you pass when you first come into the lake after you drive for a short distance from there. Of course, the avionics navionics map doesn't have the points on here, but roughly, here's the extension of what we're looking at here. So if it's going out 95 feet, you're going to be able to cast into 10 to 15 and maybe some 20 foot of water. I know for a fact within about 20 yards of that point is 20 to 25 feet of water, and it's a wide area of 20 to 25 feet. And then of course it comes in a nice little contour there, sort of like looks almost like a creek channel on the side here, but it's definitely some deeper water there. And in the summertime, you've got more grass. There's grass everywhere around this point right here, and sometimes it's to the point to where it's really thick, and it cuts off some of the bank access to the water. Only because that time of year you're going to lose water, evaporation, and the grass is going to be really out of water. So you have to look for those. You have to kind of look for those pockets because it's going to be there. As you come on down a little bit, you've got this. This is a weird feature on the lake. It's a natural part of the lake, and it kind of comes out to a point here, as you can see here a little bit better. You can park here and drive up here. There's a little trail that goes around. There's picnic tables, 2 or 3 picnic tables that you can sit here, but you can really get some good bank fishing in right here. Like I said before, the grass comes in. You can make some good long casts into this deeper water. It transitions down to about 7 to 8 feet, and it's really not that far off the bank. I mean, you're looking at maybe 5 to 6 feet off the bank. You're in 6 to 7 feet of water. So early spring, if you're fishing from the bank, I would definitely fish this area here. And there'll be a lot of people there. That's one thing you gotta be prepared for when you fish over here, is you're going to have company. It's not bad. I mean, everybody deserves to go fishing and fishing in the area over there, but it's just there is a lot of people in that area, and sometimes it does get crowded, but that's part of bass fishing Dekalb Lake. You're going to have a lot of people in there. All right, so we've kind of talked about these man-made points. There's one there's one more on this area of the lake. And it's like this one. It's another, I want to say, probably about 95 feet. Yeah, right at it. About 90, probably about 98, 99. That's probably a really, really close estimate of, so you're probably going to have, depending on how much water's in the lake, you're going to have anywhere from 80 to 85 feet of fishing space on that point. Again, this point it's not covered with gravel. It's basically chert with some riprap around it. And all three of these man-made points have got riprap on them. This one has. Shut up, sir. This one has more gravel on top, and this one's mostly chert, but it's been compacted down. You'll see 2 or 3 small little docks on the banks. You're not supposed to fish on those. And there are signs that say to keep off. So once you come around this big cove here, you're going to come up. There's a row of trees. There's a tree line here that's in the water. There's a lot of timber. There's a lot of timber on the banks. They've cut trees down and laid them out in the water. So you got that feature. And then you've got the other fishing point. Now this one's actually bigger than the other two as far as size and structure, but it's not as long. You can fit more people on that point if you have to. Again, the Navionics map doesn't have that, and this particular point has actually got deep water at the end, but on this side you're only looking at about 2 to 3 feet, and 2 to 3 feet of water here. So while it's a wider point and it's more accessible, the depth of water is just not there. Coming on down the lake, this is again, this is the back end of the lake with the other covered fishing pier. This pier, I can't even read that for some reason. All muffled up. It's not as wide as the main fishing pier on the dam side of the lake, and it does get crowded with 2 or 3 or more people on the end there. It does seem to get crowded. So if you want to fish there, you might want to get early and get you a spot. But as you can see, there's a trail here that goes all the way back to the back side of the lake here. It's a horse trail walking, people can walk. I've seen people fishing this small cut right here from the bank, but that's going to be about as far as you can go to bank fish. But I mean, you're looking at probably a mile and a half, almost a mile and a half of bank access, because from the gate to the little boat ramp back here and back is the equivalent of 5K. So you've got from this point to there, this whole amount of shoreline is available for bank fishing. Right now, the lake's closed. It opens back up February the 1st. And I really do expect the lake to have a lot of pressure on it this year, probably more so than last year. 2020, it had a lot of pressure, but last year I noticed a lot because I fished here sometimes 2 times a week in the boat, and it was hey, cranking and yanking, you snuck in on me. How are you? Snuck in on me. But yeah, so the lake, I would assume if you want to get to these good spots in the mornings, you need to be there when they open. If you're going to bank fish. But with that said, I mean, there's spots all over the lake. There's plenty of spots to fish. There's fish. You're going to catch some good fish. Over the past 2 years, I've caught fish over 5 pounds bass. I think I'm going to try to do some crappie fishing in there this year too. I'm not a big catfishing guy, so I may try some catfish. But now let's talk about boat fishing. You can find similarities to your local lake to this lake. But like I was saying earlier, the bottom consistency is not the same. It would be nice if they had put a couple, 2 or 3 loads of riprap in here somewhere. That would have been really nice. There is structure here, and like I said, there's maps in the check-in station. If you venture into the check-in station and when you're buying your license, you just ask for a map, or pick one up off the front desk there. I want to catch a 10-pounder in this lake. That's my goal for 2022 is a double-digit bass. But I'm not going to be fishing here all the time like I did last year. I'm just not going to do it. I spent a lot of time in the lake. I could have been fishing, elsewhere, but I'm not doing it this year. It's just not worth the. I don't think it's worth the time, to be honest with you. I had several days where I struck out. So we're gonna try to fish more in the Tennessee River this year. But I am going to fish Lake Dekalb. I call it Lake Dekalb. It's actually Dekalb County Lake, Dekalb County Public Lake. But I just like calling it Lake Dekalb. So, all right. I appreciate everybody watching. If you would, hit that subscribe button. ring the bell, set your hook in my channel, and hoping to have some more content for you guys. I'm gonna try to get some content built up, some fishing tips, maybe even some how-tos. So hopefully 2022 is going to be good for all of us. We can jump in there full bore this year. That's what I'm hoping. But you never know. You never know what tomorrow has in store. So we're going to take it day by day and just try to get some good content out there and some good fishing footage. And I appreciate everybody jumping in there and helping out, whether it's sharing my platform or helping out. I do appreciate everybody's help. And with that, I think I'm gonna call it a night and catch you on the flip side. Catch you on the flip flop, as they say in the trucking industry. So I hope everybody has a good evening, and we will talk to you later.